A successful mine is a safe mine with zero harm and a good moral climate. Health and safety is the top priority. Neglect to observe care means not only neglect of one's own health and safety, but also those of one's co-workers. The 6 Golden Rules. Safety compliance is a must. Rules and procedures.
Kumtor is located at an altitude of nearly 4,500 meters above sea level. It's nearly half the height of Mountain Everest. Altitude is known to affect human health. Thus, every employee or visitor should receive a medical check. If one's found to have health problem, one will not be admitted to the mine. To feel well, you have to observe certain rules. You should breathe deeply. Your condition will depend on the sufficient fresh water intake. On your first day, you have to keep a diet. No overeating. You have to air your room regularly to get as much fresh air as possible.
Policies and operating instructions.
What's meant by policies and operating instructions? Kumtor has developed specific operating instructions for each type of operations that any employee must know. Now, we will learn more about welding instructions. Under clause P3, the whole job can be divided into 3 components. First, examine your working place and get prepared. Then we should check up lighting. It must be good enough. No irrelevant things whatever. Next, we'll check up the personal protection equipment. This includes hard hats, goggles, overalls and boots. Also, welders are provided with fireproof gloves of this kind. These are provided to welders alone. Wearing them, you can safely hold hot iron. Gloves like this are not fit for this job. You can burn your hands and get injured. As for the helmet's cover glass, each welder chooses it itself as best suits his site. Next, we must examine the cylinder cable and provide a cover. They should not be defective or with high voltage supply. They can catch fire. Likewise, the cylinders themselves should be examined. Afterwards, we have to block access to the welding site and begin work.
Traffic rules.
Traffic rules are strictly observed at the mine. There are special radars to measure at distance the speed of moving vehicles. Any driver found to have violated the speed limit several times may be dismissed. Any driver who has received a driving training is granted a special license, a certificate permitting driving within the mine site. No one may drive the vehicles unless one has such a document. One of the most important rules is that any vehicle must give 2 signals before pulling out and 3 signals when driving back.
Vehicle movement within the mine site is also regulated. To avoid accidents, drivers are required to keep a distance of at least 30 meters between the vehicles. Rules of conduct in the camp. The gold mine has its own rules of conduct in the camp that must be observed by all employees. It is expressly forbidden to keep or drink alcoholic beverages or use narcotics, nor it is allowed to smoke in living rooms. Smoking is permitted within a special smokers area. Also, employees are expected to show respect for each other. These rules are obligatory for all employees of the mine. Work and rest regulations. It's not easy to work at the mine. A rotation shift lasts 14 days, while a working day is 12 hours long, including a 1-hour lunch break.
Safety rules are not limited for compliance with regulations or good work alone. Each one is supposed to strengthen one's health and get adequate rest in leisure facilities created for Kumtor employees.
Rules of conduct and ethics. Mining business no doubt involves injury risks. That's why a risk preventive program is put in place here to make work at the mine both honorable and safe. The 6 golden rules. A successful mine is a safe mine with zero harm and a good moral climate. Health and safety is the top priority. Neglect to observe care means not only neglect of one's own health and safety, but also those of one's co-workers.